All right, let's see. Where's the camera? I guess the camera is right there. It's so weird because my computer's right here. Hi, I'm Trey, Broken Path Shaman. Uh, yep, still got audio. Trying something different. I'm here to meditate with you every day. This is just a little different. I normally do it in the mornings, but ran out of time and trying to grab something right before bed. But this is an opportunity to show Shavasana, I want to say. It's a pose where you're on your back on the ground. But the Shavasana I like to do is supported. So sorry, there's no real good light for this. Ooh, let me turn the light on. It went off up there. Ah, there we go. Much, much better. So, what I'm going to show you is how I do a Shavasana, not sure how to say it, but where you're lying down on your back, meditating. So, I'm Trey, Broken Path Shaman, meditating daily with you. And like normally in the morning, but I have recordings, so if you check it out on YouTube, you'll see me there. And yeah, so let's get into it. And gosh, it's so different than normal. I'm just a little flustered. So, thank you. Namaste. Thanks for joining today. So I'm on a pad here, and the thing I wanted to show is, so they talk about bolsters and different aids you can get. And so one of them, you can just have a towel. So I just have a bath towel. I use two because they're folded up. This is pretty, I gotta work on this whole video thing, huh? But I use two bath towels, so I just fold them in half a couple times so they're a little bit skinnier. So two folds, let's see, one, two. And then I fold it in half the other way. And then I kind of offset it a little bit because your spine is kind of offset, or your spine slopes down a bit. So you want it to be kind of stepped so it can slope. And then depending, you want to put something under your head. I don't have an additional blanket there, but normally you could put like another towel or something under your head. So the end goal is to just line it up with the spine. I don't know if you can kind of see that right there. Your butt will end up being on the ground. And I'm kind of adjusting. There we go. So now I just made a bolster out of two towels, just bath towels in my house. But it gives me that space right underneath for my chest to expand, right? So I love that. So what I ask when we do meditation is to bring intent to the space. It's really about being intentful while you breathe and while you be you. So what I'm going to focus on is taking an active inhale, really expanding that diaphragm to make room for me to fill my lungs, starting at the bottom of my lungs, which is about here on up, filling up from the bottom and then filling the top. But I don't hold my breath at the top. I actually want to release and just let it out. So when you fill your lungs fully, just that pressure wants to release. And then just have your arms down here by your side. You can have them on your chest if you want. But so since I do Reiki, a lot of times I'll just put my hands on my chest. Since it's nighttime, it's a good way to give some Reiki right before bed and really calm down. So I'm going to do a 10-minute timer, and we're just going to meditate together, because that's really the goal. Is I want you to have somebody to meditate with every day, so that maybe you do it more. I definitely do it more because I know that you're watching. And yeah, it's just better that way. So active inhale, nose or mouth, it doesn't matter, whatever's comfortable. Don't hold it. And just release and relax when you release. Like imagine sighing after a long day, just have that where everything just sinks. So I actively fill up, let my spine lengthen, and then I release it. All right, timer on. Now, one of my goals is to have my shoulders away from my ears, kind of drop down and back. So I just want to really let the chest expand on the breath to try and keep those shoulders down. I always say we're the tempest in the teapot. Sorry, tempest in the teacup with milk. There's so much going on the inside. Just trying to drop those shoulders. Release that tension. Especially in the evening, after a long day, it's good just to let it all out. Just fill up and let it out. And if you yawn, if you fart, if you belch or burp, let that out too. Just let it come through. It's better that way. And really just listen to your body. Now, one thing that I've come to with Shavasana is sometimes to get a full breath, I'll stick my tongue out on the inhale. That really just, for me, opens up the pipes to really get that full inhale. So if you see me stick out my tongue, it's usually because I'm trying to relax this and really let that air come in. Now, having the tongue out when you exhale can be a bit much for me because the air comes out a little too fast. And it almost doesn't let me really enjoy the relaxation. If you can kind of hear that, it's almost like a panting. So then what ends up happening for me is I just kind of close that down a little bit on the exhale, right? Kind of close that pipe down and let the sigh naturally happen. I could get into kind of an Omi thing. So I'm kind of closing my mouth because that could get a bit loud and energetic for the evening. So, but also feel the tension. Like I have tension at certain parts of my spine, but as you're laying on that bolster, letting that sigh happen for me, really trying to loosen up those shoulders and just let that shoulder relax. Feel the tension in the body. And I really feel it as I fill up my lungs. I feel it as I fill up my lungs. And just let it relaxingly out. Just that slow. Getting a dry mouth. Huh. I think it's all the talking. Don't usually do Shavasana while talking to people. Oh, there we go. So that was just a little impromptu save the day meditation, but I really wanted to just show you those bolsters and whatever else popped up, which we know what popped up, that also to take an inhale, when you're on your back. For me to take a full inhale on my back, I stick my tongue out. I've seen it like a lion's face or whatever, a lion's tongue. But yeah, really let that tongue out so that I can inhale better to get a better to get a more full lungs. Well, I could talk about that another time. There's a Qigong 18. Excuse me, got hiccups. No, not excuse me. Izvinitia. But not excuse me. But I've been watching Qigong 18. He does a series about breathing. It's awesome. I would definitely check that out. He's one of the people I follow. I can't figure out how to make him featured, but I will, and then I'll put him up there too. So just remember, you can make bolsters out of towels, just regular bath towels. I suggest 2 of them, and to also kind of stagger them a little bit so that your spine can just kind of slope, so that your butt, your buttocks, your rump is on the ground, right? Not on the bolster, but on the ground, and then the bolster follows your spine up. This was long enough to be head support, but sometimes, depending on how I fold them, if they're shorter, I'll put something under my head. So, all right, this is Trey, Broken Path Shaman, meditating with you in the evening. Namaste. Thank you for joining. You can find me on Twitter as BP_shaman, or you can find me on here, YouTube, doing daily meditation. So, oh, and I'm also going to offer a free smoking cessation, cigarette smoking cessation, because I did it, and that's something I can share with the public too. So I'll get that more formalized, but yeah, help people stop smoking for free. That just needs to be out there. All right, love you. Bye bye.